Hello there. Welcome to Blacktastic Media. If this is your first time visiting my channel, subscribe, motherfucker! Now, my special guest today is Rashad G. Great critic, great personality. In the description is the information. Subscribe to his channel too, motherfucker! God damn! Subscribe to Blacktastic Media and Rashad G. We need those subscriptions. Boy. Rashad G is about to get his cherry popped. I can't wait. Yo, Rashad. Yeah, man, what's up? Dude, you ready for another collab? I'm always down, man. You know how we are. Come on, fam. Yo, I'ma send you a poster. Check this out. Oh, damn, man. I never seen this one. You ain't never seen Crimson Tide with Denzel Washington? Oh, man, I feel embarrassed. You should, motherfucker. This motherfucker's a classic. Goddamn. What's your problem? Well, tell you what, brother. I'm gonna get right on it. I'm gonna shoot my part. I'm gonna send it to you, and we'll do a collab together. Yeah, damn Skippy peanut butter. Goddamn.
Blacktastic, what's the deal? Pickles is everything kosher. So you invited me once again to join you for a movie review, and this one I have not seen, and I'm embarrassed because I pride myself on watching everything from the 80s and the 90s, and this one slipped through the cracks. And watching it, I understand why, because I think 15-year-old me, this came out when I was 15, 15-year-old me would not have appreciated this movie. Okay, when I was 15, I had a short attention span, and I was just into other stuff back then. Crimson Tide would have been the last thing on my list to watch. I didn't really follow the advertisements at the time, but I'm pretty sure they marketed this movie as the clash of two titans, Denzel versus Gene Hackman, you know, the now generation versus the old generation. And that's pretty much what this movie was. So it was a delight watching these two acting giants go at it, you know. But here's my critic. This is where the critic comes out of me, you know what I'm saying? I wish we would have got Training Day Denzel versus Gene Hackman in this movie, because Denzel's character in this movie is more, he's the straight man, he's the military man, and I guess that's what he's supposed to play, and he played it to the T. I've never seen Denzel put in a bad performance, but Gene Hackman was having so much fun in this role. You could tell his mouth was salivating. He was really enjoying playing this character, and he was just having so much fun with it. And I almost want to see that tennis match between these two actors, like almost who can outdo each other. But Denzel, he held his own against him. You know what I'm saying? He held his own against him. But I think the character that he played, you know, it just, I wish he would have had more of that edgier Denzel. Like I said, that Training Day Denzel. I wish we would have had that versus the Gene Hackman in this movie. And I feel like it would have worked more. But still, overall, I dug this movie. I thought it was a good time. There was never a dull and boring moment. I give it that. Like, this movie runs at a very breakneck pace. This is almost like one bad joke and one vulgar scene away from being a Michael Bay movie. That's how quick this pace is. So Tony Scott almost has like ADHD directing this movie. But with that, I think it kind of hurt the film because I really didn't get a chance to know these characters. Like, we're introduced to these characters and they have a lot of funny lines and a lot of, you know, banter back and forth. You know what I mean? And a lot of that's due to Tarantino because from what I read, he put a lot of comedic lines in this movie, like some of the dialogue, even like a lot of the nerd shit, like this reference to the Silver Surfer, who drew him better, Jack Kirby, or I forgot the other guy's name. So there are some good, there's some good dialogue in this movie thanks to Tarantino, but I feel like we didn't really get a chance to really know these characters. So now when the chips are down and shit's starting to get intense, you know, I find myself not really caring, you know what I mean? I was more invested on them, who was going to win this battle of wills between these two giants, as opposed to what was really going on in the movie. So it has something to do with the nuclear holocaust, potentially, and their orders are to launch this missile at Russia, but if they do that, all hell's gonna break loose, and Denzel's trying to prevent that. Like, Denzel's character is playing everything by the book Whereas Gene Hackman is like, no, man, we got to take these motherfuckers out. He almost put me in the mind of Quint from Jaws. You know what I mean? This is almost like a Quint Chief Brody kind of battle. You know what I mean? And I almost didn't care about what was happening. I just want to see who was going to win in the end. You know, you see the power shift. You see the pendulum swing. You know what I'm saying? From this to that. And there's, okay, who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be the cigar smoking old man who is power hungry? Or is it going to be Denzel who's going to become the HNIC? What's the HNIC? The head nigga in charge. But overall, wrapping this up, I did have a good time in this movie. I enjoyed the performances. That alone is worth the price of admission. So if you want to see two great actors going at it, this is the movie for you. And not to mention, a young Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini is in this, rest in peace. My favorite character ever, Tony Soprano, is in this movie. And I can't help but look at him and see Tony. You know what I'm saying? I can't help it. I know he's playing a totally different character, but I just see Tony when I see him. There's a few familiar faces in here. Viggo Mortensen's in here. A young Ryan Phillippe. The boy that played Robert De Niro's son in A Bronx Tale. Okay, so there's a lot of familiar faces in this movie, so I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, 15-year-old me would not have liked this. I probably would have checked out. 41-year-old me dug this movie, but there were just some things I wish I would have got more of, a little bit less of, and just things I would have tweaked a little bit to make this movie better. But overall, I enjoyed the experience. So I'm gonna give Crimson Tide a B-. I don't know what you're gonna say about a Blacktastic, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna show us some love. But I dug it. Okay, I'm putting it in my collection. I dug it. So don't give me that he didn't dig it face. I dug it. All right. So with that being said, the floor is back yours again, bro. Thank you for inviting me once again on your channel, man. Much love to you. And what you got, man? Floor is yours.
Yo, in 1995, you had a gang of blockbusters. Toy Story. Crimson Tide was my personal favorite, but listen to this list of movies. Braveheart, Seven, 12 Monkeys, the Batman Forever. We'll never bring that up again. But that summer, movies were incredible. But Crimson Tide stood out to me as my personal favorite. The reason why, you got Gene Hackman, Denzel Washington in a military movie. Now, Denzel Washington has been in several military movies. This happens to be my favorite. We all Marines are kind of boring, their movies, unless you're a Navy SEAL or something. But Crimson Tide was directed by Tony Scott. You have a young first-time officer on a nuclear sub with the man who's been there for years. He's been on the job. He knows everything. He's seen everything. Denzel's character, the Nubian, the brand new funk, the young officer, has only been in classrooms and simulations and things like that. Well, there is a nuclear strike going on. And during the nuclear strike, communication is cut off. There's protocols. You got to back up the backup. There's things you got to do. It's what you do in the military is follow orders. It sounded like the U.S. is under attack. And Gene Hackman's thinking, okay, man all stations, we're going to blow this son of a bitch out the water. We got problems. Denzel like, look, the communication was cut off. We don't know our orders. We have to be sure. And Gene Hackman's like, look here, young black man. I've been through this. When you was a young kid playing in the sandbox, I was killing the enemy. I know what I'm doing. Denzel, look, but there's protocol. We got to follow orders. This is a war, young man. There are no orders. It's do or get done. We have to do. Look at all these men on this ship. They trust me. They don't know you. Make a long story short, man, there was a mutiny on the ship. Denzel's people who followed him was with him. Majority of the people was with the main guy, the experienced guy, the Gene Hackman guy. Mutiny on a submarine nuclear vessel. This movie is bonkers. The action is good. It's hard to make an action movie underwater. Well, they managed to do it. the tension was turned up to 10. And then you had the racial element along with the, I'm the older superior officer, you're the young Nubian, tension going hand in hand. There are so many stars in this movie. At the time, some of them were itty bitty stars that have blown up since then, but this movie is star studded. I love Platoon. I love Full Metal Jacket. I love Saving Private Ryan. I love a lot of military movies. For some reason, this one is my favorite. This one and maybe Black Hawk Down. This movie is incredible. It got to the point where Denzel would not step down. He would not release those nuclear codes. You have to be in sync. Tango, you have to know everything. But if there's one bit of discretion, you cannot launch those nuclear missiles. This movie is all about following directions and being on the same page. And man, and it's about being right. Who's right? The communication was cut. Is Denzel right? Wait till we can get communications back online and find out what our orders are, or assume we're in a war and shoot missiles at our enemy, maybe when we shouldn't. This movie is, oh my God, the tension is cranked up to a 10, and you're just waiting and waiting. Either you're Team Hackman or Team Denzel. You know me, I'm Team Denzel all day, but you like Hackman's character, and he has a cute little dog, so much character. People die. Because when they got hit with the first missiles, they tore that submarine up. First orders, get the ship back online. Let's fix everything, get communications back up. Man, the dude who's in control of fixing communication, I do not want his job. He was under complete stress. And Denzel was on that ass. He was on that ass. And Gene Hackman, man, his boys followed him to the bitter end. These fools got court-martialed because they could not see eye to eye during a crisis on a nuclear U.S. sub. Oh, I love this movie, man. This movie is good, man. If you have not seen Crimson Tide, you're doing yourself a disservice. Find that joint, watch it, and listen, brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, one of Denzel's best performances. Yes, we got Training Day and other movies. Young Denzel in this movie, brother killed it. He's off the hook in this joint. Check out Crimson Tide. I want to thank my man Rashad G for joining me on this venture, on this collab. Dude, never seen this movie. I was like, oh! I get to bust your cherry. Check it out, y'all. Peace, love, and yo, always stay motivated. And remember, it's just my point of view.